Hello, everyone. It's been another week, a very fast week. And I keep thinking it's because we're having fun, but it also means we're getting stuff done. So, as you know, this is another installment of Ask Kumu. And this is your opportunity to ask questions of interest having to do with Hawaiian culture, values, practices, ho'oponopono, lua, or even some other things. But this week, I was in a couple of conversations, and the question came up having to do with values, Hawaiian values, operating values that a company or an organization might use. And of course, there's all kinds of values. But the first thing I wanted to address was this notion of cultural values, period. And at the risk of repeating myself here, I'd like to suggest that cultural values are those values that we, anywhere in the world, whoever we are those values that we place greatest priority to or on in a particular place as they relate to our resources, human and otherwise. Who are we interacting with? What are we doing there? What's our relationship with that? And as a result, we prioritize our values in order to best honor that relationship. So tonight or today, what I want to talk about is what would be some of those values here. So a very generic concept. I think I'm going to discuss 4 particular values in an order that makes sense, but they expand. What do they call this? A schema. One and adds on another one, and it breaks off, and another one, and breaks off into 4, into 8. It just keeps on going. But the 4 values that I'm going to kind of frame tonight can be framed under one word, and that one word is Kalo. Kalo. K-A-L-O. Kalo. Now, most of us know that Kalo is the term or the name for taro. Kalo, its history, its story in the Hawaiian cultural values and cultural cosmology. One of the stories is Kalo, taro, was our eldest brother, and that the union of the gods produced the firstborn son, whose name was Halo Nakalau Kapalili. Halo, ha, breath, loa, long life. Halo Kapalili. Nakalau. Nakalau. Naka, the shaking, lau, the leaf. Halo Nakalau Kapalili, the one that shimmers in the sunlight. We talked about this once before in terms of the la'o, where the la'o says, me, pick me up. When the kahuna la'o lapa'au is looking for a particular medicine for somebody. Hey, I'm here to take care of my friend. Who is the la'o here? And one plant to naka, like that, waving in the wind. All the rest stand still. Haloa Nakalao Kapalili, firstborn. So when this child was born and stillborn, his parents put him in the lepo, the dirt. And from his grave came the first taro plant. The second-born son survived childbirth. He was given the name Halo, long life. And the instruction then was, take care of your older brother. Halo Nakalau Kapalili, the Kalo. You take care of Halo, long life, longevity. He will feed you for a lifetime. So Kalo, in and of itself, one word, goes back to that value of family and caring for aina, aloha aina, malama aina, malama kalo. Malama kalo, malama your family, ohana. Connection. So this is Kalo. You could say that in itself, although it's a noun, the tarot itself, it also represents the relational, not transactional, relational. Okay, so now we take Kalo and break it down to 4 different words. Ke, Kalo. The word Kuliana, the first letter, K. The second word, Aloha. And of course we've talked about Aloha, but Kalo, Kuliana, Aloha. The third one, Lokahi. Lokahi and Laulima together. You can exchange it, but let's go with Lokahi tonight. Ke, Kuliana. E, Aloha. L, Lokahi. And O, Ohana. And Oyaio. Can make those together. But tonight we go Ohana. Kuliana, Aloha, Lokahi, Ohana. So Kuliana, the responsibilities, rights and privileges, that's what that word is. That you can't have rights and privileges unless you live up to your obligations and your responsibilities. So depending on who you talk to, some people say, I have Kuliana, my responsibility. And you have others, they say, I have Kuliana as my rights. But our kupuna understood that Kuliana, hand in hand, responsibilities, rights, obligations, privileges. In order to have one, you have to have Kuliana. Might be your job, Kuliana. Your business, Kuliana. What is it that you do for a living, Kuliana? Then, of course, Aloha is the reciprocity agreement of giving and receiving. That's about relationships. And our Kuliana to one another is Aloha, is a relationship. They begin tie and tie. Giving and receiving, not taking. It's a way of being, not just a word. So we're kind of putting all the stuff we talked about before together in one lesson or one answer. So Kuliana and Aloha. Our Kuliana is Aloha. Aloha could say is like a currency of exchange. And our responsibility to one another is to maintain that currency. Then there's Lokahi. Lo, alo, kahi first. We've talked about this. Lokahi. To join, become one with the one. What? The one family, the one creator, the one energy, the one life. Kuliana, aloha, lokahi. For what? With who? Ohana. Ohana is not just nuclear family, but the foundation, according to Antipalahi, again, the spiritual language. Base, earth, foundation. Ha, life-giving breath, the life-giving foundation. Oha, the baby root of the taro plant, the next generation. Oha, the foundation of life for the next generation. Oha. Then there's a root word, hana. Hana is to labor, to work, to feed. Hana. The foundation of life is the root of the next generation. Hana, to labor and work. But how do they learn that? Another root word, ana. Anna. Anna is a cave. That's one. Anna is to demonstrate or to teach the modeling of behavior. Remember, we teach people how to treat us. And so if the keiki or the children are going to learn how to feed themselves and others, they have to watch someone else do that. Ikana no ike, we've talked about. So by watching the parents who model the behavior, the opio, the children, learn to feed one another, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And the last term, na, plural, more than one. But na is also external, moving away from us. The masculine, ma, na. The active, na. So, the last word, ohana, kuleana, aloha, lokahi, ohana, kalo. So it starts out talking about family, ends with family, a relationship, responsibility to one another, to work together in solidarity, to feed one another, to give and to receive, all of that in one word, kalo. Pretty neat. So I offer that as a response to the question about values and community and family values, to consider Kalo as a frame, an acronym. Kalo in and of itself, powerful value. But the ingredients that makes the Kalo, also good values. Anyway, so I try to keep it tight. Kalo, kuleana, aloha, lokahi, olu olu. Maybe next time we go into the second version of Kalo. And there's different words for that. Same alphabets, same letters. Kaiulu, Aupua, Laulima, Oyeio, Kalo. So if you want to sneak peek, take a look at those and think in advance what it could be next time. Kalo. Okay, ahoy ho, aloha, be well, ma'alama pono, take care of yourself, your family, and your community, and always feed mental, spirit, physical. Always with the law. Give and we receive. Okay. Ahoy ho. Aloha. Malama pono. Mahalo.